ready to tell you my secret now.
Okay.
I see bad gamers.
At GK. Online.
All the time. They're everywhere. They don't know they're bad.
Sweet Jesus God. Hey everyone, I'm the Sagan.
And I'm the Tesla.
We are Scientists Say. Welcome to a special Shocktober episode of...
This movie's gonna suck.
So what are we watching today on?
This movie's gonna suck.
The Craft Legacy.
So yeah, this is news to me. Apparently they are making a sequel to the 1995 classic The Craft.
95, 96.
It might be 96. I should have checked that before
That's
we started
fine.
recording, but fuck it, that's what Post is for. Yeah, but now I have to say, like, this is...
Post-exploitus.
Now, this movie is... Not a lot of people know this. This movie is pretty near and dear to me. Not...
Actually, that was kind of a surprise to me. When I mentioned it, his reaction, you can tell it was like one of those, like, are you're fucking serious?
Exactly. So,
Huh.
I mean, my best friend Nicole, growing up, was, she went through the goth phase and all that stuff. She was super into this movie and got me to watch it with her. And it doesn't resonate with me the same way. Like, we both enjoyed it, and we could quote that movie back and forth. I mean, the video game she and I wrote together in my freshman year of high school so heavily riffs off of parts of The Craft, it's kind of not even funny. In fact, we might, sometime in the future, I have a plan to bring her onto the channel, and we're going to play a drinking game as we play through that game. And every time we can't remember a reference that we made in the game, we have to take a drink. Just to see, how...
There's going to be a tipping point.
Yeah.
There's going to be a tipping point.
There's going to be a point of I got to stop drinking now or we're going to have problems, But we'll see. That is a thing that we've decided she has to be here for, and she lives across the country at the moment. So probably not going to happen this year, maybe sometime in the future. Anyway, so...
There is going to be a year after 2020.
Yes. One continues to hope, anyway. But yeah, so it does have some meaning to me. Like, it's not, something like The Matrix or others that are very formative to me necessarily, but it's still, with me and a dear friend of mine, it's a thing between us. So to find out they've done a sequel to this is just kind of whoa. I mean, and also to be fair, like, Fairuza Balk, Robin Tunney, Neve Campbell, all in their prime. Anyway.
But we do get Luke Hemsworth in this one.
Okay, so something for the ladies.
And for
the gay man out there, yes.
And some of the straight men.
Yes.
The Hemsworth brothers are good looking. I'm not.
I won't argue that. But it is Liam.
Yeah.
So anyway, apparently this is a thing. I am. I just don't know. We're just gonna have to find out. And I already feel like we're gonna have a trailer for the trailer.
Oh wait. No, that's you might have to cut that.
What?
I just realized. I looked over. I saw the name, and then I looked at the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll
cut that.
We'll cut that out.
You'll have to add that in.
Yeah, that'll be an outtake. So, yeah, I really don't know. I am.
And I know of The Craft.
Yeah.
It was again, we're growing up in that age. I went right. I got close to doing the golf thing back in middle school and early high school. So a lot of people I knew loved that movie. I knew a lot of people that were Wiccans.
You skipped that and you went right into the emo.
Yeah, no, because I didn't quite make it to golf. That finished like the next step before it was emo, and I went emo, nerdy emo, wearing extra large shirts, Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, your Hawaiian shirts.
My fucking Australian hat.
Your Hawaiian overshirt and your Australian hat. I'll have to insert a picture here of
I got a lot of
In fact,
pictures.
literally
of that era.
in my yearbook, you wrote, "Who is this nerd?" You know. So, okay, so
This will be interesting. 'Cause,
Yeah,
yeah,
this-
I've never actually seen it.
Yeah,
I'm aware of it. I've been exposed to it. I've never seen it, so this will be.
and
I'm going in.
literally had no idea they were making a sequel to this until 30 minutes ago. So yeah, we're going into this. I mean, you have no context to the original. I do. I feel like we're in for some modern cringe, and I hate to use that word.
We get I mean, there's no better way to put it.
But we'll see. And then I already feel like we're gonna get a trailer for the trailer, and just, god damn it. All right. Well,
You should start putting in a trailer before the trailer count.
yeah, I really should. If I riff on all of your bullshit, I gotta riff on my own bullshit.
Oh no, I agree with you. To me, it's amazing how
But
many
because
are starting
do,
to
yeah.
starting to become a regular
Like,
thing.
why is that a thing? It's and like I've even noticed YouTubers now doing this for their own videos. They'll talk about everything they're gonna do in the video. They're like, this sounds like a video you want to watch. You know, grab some food and sit down and enjoy it. It's like, just get in your fucking video, man.
Yeah. Now, okay, I got the Cliff Notes version of your video.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Like, and I'll say it. I'm specifically calling out KBD Productions TV. I highly enjoy your videos, Ken Dominic, but stop with this like trailer for your own video bullshit you've been doing. And the stock music and the stock video needs to go too. Just go back to what you used to do. That's what made you enjoyable. Okay, rant over.
That's fine. That's fine.
Let's
That's fine.
get
We need to
into
get that one out.
let's get into this.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Credit for light as a feather. Fucking trailer for the trailer. Credit for light as a feather, stiff as a board though. That's
Well, actually, that one tied in better.
that is.
That wasn't like a straight.
I will give you. It's a good.
Okay, let's do this. I know it feels fast, but it's nice, isn't it? To have a family unit.
Come on in to meet the boys.
Oh
I'm
my
really
God,
excited to
dude,
meet
I was
you.
gonna say.
How you feeling about school? You can meet some new friends.
I know why the caged bird sings.
Wow, that is super nasty.
All right, enough. Settle down.
Oh.
Hey, it happens to everyone.
He's made us all cry at one point or another.
You should come over after school.
What is all this?
This is a ceremony to celebrate you.
Why would you celebrate me?
Because you're on fourth.
Just in time for first period.
This is all just a little crazy.
Half the battle of having powers is believing you do. That's why covens have always been important.
If we can do that, what else can we do?
We need to put a spell on Timmy.
We don't want to hurt him though, right?
She's right.
The number one rule of the craft: if a person is a danger to herself or others, they will be bound.
Oh. That's who is the boss character.
I was starting to get a little worried.
Sorry, I was just hanging out with my friends. We've gone too far.
Was this just like some game to you?
I feel different.
Be careful. A lot of weirdos out here.
We are the weirdos, mister.
It's actually coming out October 28th. I want to make sure because it said Halloween.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, it's the 28th. I know it's,
I mean,
Close enough,
trailers.
but-
I mean, yeah, stuff like that always gets.
but
moved
it's
around.
important. It's important
Yeah.
to state the date.
Interesting. So, okay, first thing, right off the bat, this will have no bearing on my opinion on the movie. Jason Blumhouse, quit shoving your fucking name in the title of the movies now, unless you are legally required to do that for some reason. I've noticed like 3 different movies they've done that now, where it's now Blumhouse's thing. And I know the last one I'd read it on, like he had to do that because it would have been a conflict with some other intellectual property. But like, seriously, that's not necessary. Just have the fucking name of the movie. The Craft Legacy would have been fine. I don't need to know that it's a Blumhouse thing. I'm going to see that when I see your title card. That many rant over. I'm intrigued. I actually forgot halfway through that this was not a remake and is supposed to be a sequel. So to see Nancy, which is Fairuza Balk's character, was kind of a little, oh shit, right,
Yeah,
this is
no,
a sequel.
because I think we both, even though it
Because-
is Legacy, that doesn't necessarily, even though I had like a subtitle,
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean it won't be a remake.
Right, and really from the start, I thought this is just gonna be a flat out remake because like the new girl, very much the same role as Robin Tunney in the original. You've got the three. Originally, you even have two white girls and a black girl. Not that any of that matters, but it seems like they literally filled in the same characters that existed in the first movie, and so I thought, okay, we're basically going for a remake here. And then you have that moment there that goes, oh no, this is actually going to be a sequel in some way. I mean, even Jumanji, Enter the Jungle, like that looks like it's just going to be a remake of Jumanji, but it's actually a flat out sequel to Jumanji. The beginning of the movie sets that up really nicely, and then there's a very nice reference in the middle of the movie to Robin Williams' character.
Oh, nice.
So you really do feel like it's a sequel. And if this movie can pull off the same thing, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Because I was very against the idea of watching Enter the Jungle when I first heard about it, because like Jumanji, you want to talk about near and dear movies to my heart. Jumanji is right up there because the book was my favorite book when I was in elementary school, and then I was stoked when I found out not only are they making a movie, but Robin Williams is starring in it. And I own it, and I've watched it I don't know how many damn times. But I really did enjoy the sequel, so could be the same thing here, but I don't know. I hesitate to get my hopes up in the modern day where they make it look good and then you watch it and it's just like, this is a pile of shit.
For me, I recognize the stiff as a board, light as a feather.
Yeah,
I actually like as soon that was a brilliant move.
That was a
brilliant move in that trailer.
And that is a key scene within the first movie because that's where the girls really kind of first realize,
oh, this is like
we're doing something here.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that replicated. If you were a teenage girl that went to slumber parties, please let us know in the comments. Like I've heard that's a thing girls will do at slumber parties.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And it's a thing kind of like Ouija, where it's like when you have enough people all doing the same thing, you don't realize that you're all doing a thing that is ultimately like none of you realize you're actually lifting.
Yeah.
But it's also that thing of like even points of pressure will offset weight in a certain way. So yeah, it's I've heard of that but I think even South Park made reference to that at one point.
So I will say and the good news is that wasn't quite a trailer for the trailer. That was literally just
it really
opening.
Was just a
it was a hook. It was a really good. I think that was brilliant.
I will allow for that. Yeah.
And then most of it did feel 2010s, 2020. So it was probably filmed 2019, 2020. It did feel a little bit like that, but it also felt comfortably familiar in the sense that the high school interactions in that trailer were something you would see back in the 90s. In movies.
Sure, yeah.
Think of like American Pie, like the jocks and everything like that.
Right.
That was pretty universal.
Yeah, the only thing I thought watching the school scenes was like, are we getting older or are these kids like really young looking?
They were relatively young. I'm sure they were all the actors are
I'm sure they're late teens. Yeah, Dawson casting out the yin yang. I'm sure, but they almost look like they were supposed to be like middle school age, even not high school age.
Like the period class thing,
right?
That would put them at really young, potentially even like pre-high school.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It almost looks like middle school to me.
But it's definitely high school, though.
But that could also be that I am about to, well, not yet, but we're going to be 34 in,
less than a year.
6 months.
Yeah. So
so maybe our perception of age is changing,
I would say they definitely look like high schoolers.
Yeah.
And
I think maybe it's that the girl who's supposed to be the main character, the Robin Tunney-esque role with the pixie haircut, like that makes her look really.
She
young.
looked pretty young. In some scenes, she looked really young. Some scenes, she looked like adult,
right?
With pixie haircut. So like that felt familiar. I both liked and did not like the Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is funny because I usually like the slow down, more like horror feel.
Oh, was that I would I was so focusing on what was going on, I wasn't even listening to the soundtrack. But so was that Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Yeah.
So I've noticed there's a trend of that now. You take a song that is normally an upbeat, happy thing, and you slow it down with like that slow piano plodding thing.
Which you can pretty much fucking thank Donnie Darko for that. Because I think that's when I first started noticing it was Mad World.
Yeah.
Which I mean that song itself is actually really kind of serious, but it has that flourish to it, the original version. So, he slowed it down, did it on piano, and that's like 2003. That's when I started really kind of noticing it. But it's kind of like your friend buys a car, and suddenly you start noticing that car everywhere.
Yeah.
Because now you're aware of it.
It's a real phenomenon. It's a Bader-Meinhof phenomenon in some form because, like, my mom, had a Chevy Venture, drove it, from like 97 to, oh God, I want to say like 2009, drove this thing everywhere, got rear-ended, had to get a new van, and it ended up being a Chevy Town and Country. Before that happened, we'd only ever seen like one, maybe two Venture vans ever, anywhere. The moment she got rid of that, we suddenly started seeing like Venture here, Venture there. I had cabs picking me up that were Chevy Ventures that were just branded for Broadway.
Yeah,
it's
it's just amazing.
It's weird
how that works.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a wash because the song itself wasn't bad, and I think they used it well, but it just felt a little off.
The subject, well, that's kind of what it was supposed to do, though.
But not in that, in the way that I was like, okay, it feels off, but unnerving. This just felt off from a production standpoint. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up, probably the biggest mark against them, and this is the one that scares me a little bit about the movie itself, just based off the trailer, is that clearly After Effects. When she stepped into the bathtub, I loved how it looked. Yeah. But I was like, clearly After Effects. When they moved their hand and you see the pixie dust.
Now, granted,
I was like
the trailer.
I was like, hopefully that's not in the actual movie, or they only use it a few times. Because I could understand, like, if you use it a couple times, you literally sprinkle it in. Yeah. At first, it'll feel whimsical. Now, if they can use that and make it so as things turn darker, if they can make those effects, but it looks amateurish.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was and that's kind of one of those little tells where it's like, if they're showing us their best scenes, and you have the amateur feel. That said, also David Duchovny.
Yeah, I mean David Duchovny.
Huge point.
Yeah, that's a big point.
Huge point.
I always enjoy watching stuff he's in. Big X-Files fan.
I'm not even an X-Files fan, and I love David Duchovny.
Still weird to see him like aged how he has.
Yeah, he finally looked old.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and if you see like
older.
The revived X-Files, he definitely looks older. Like he still very much looks like Fox Mulder, but he just you can tell he has aged.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a big plus. Where do you think?
I am torn on this one. I'm kind of sitting at you may have my legal tender because I'm intrigued enough to want to see this. I don't have the highest of hopes for it, but I feel like I'm almost between that and but it's not the worst trailer I've seen, and like I said, it felt like a remake, and then they had that shot of Fairuza Balk's character, and
your reaction. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why
that had me going. Okay, there might, if we're actually doing a sequel here, and if they can do it like they did with Jumanji, where it pays tribute to the original, but it is its own thing.
Which I'm getting vibes from this.
We may have something here
because that opening scene was light as a feather, stiff as a board, and then the Fairuza
Balk,
her like that little throwback.
Yeah.
So that there's
And-
definitely now like the big thing is are they tribute or copying?
Right.
And I think right now I'm leaning
Find out.
more towards tribute, which
We'll
kind
see.
of
I mean, yeah, you know, for all we know, you know, the book, the Craft book, that could be the same one from the first movie,
that would be freaking sweet.
and therefore, yeah, then you're seeing stuff of the original four from the first movie. You know, and there's potential for really any of the girls from the first movie to reappear in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked
in
if
fact,
one of them did show up.
I would be highly pleased if Fairuza Balk showed up, but I can't say why without spoiling the end of the movie. So I'll just have to leave it at that. If Nancy, I've forgotten her character's name. Well, I know it's Nancy, but I can't remember the last name. Nancy Klein, I think. Anyway, if that character appears in this movie in the way that I assume that she would appear, that would be good.
So I am pretty squarely in You May Have My Legal Tender.
Yeah, I think
I'm actually I think I'm a little bit more optimistic because you have that.
Yeah,
personal
I will.
So it's either
say-
if they do it wrong, they're gonna do like kind of.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do me wrong, you're gonna do me real wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Or if you do me right, you're gonna do me real right.
I have a feeling there are things I'm not going to like about it because it's probably targeted at more of today's audience, you know. But overall I'm intrigued here. So yeah, I'm going to solidify my answer at You May Have My Legal Tender.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think I'm gonna like the aesthetic of the original more. Not just because of the era that we grew up in, but that was when we first really one of our first times as a culture we were really stretching our wings into edgy and dark.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had to be more of a fan
Mm-hmm.
of that type of stuff to want to make a movie like that.
Yeah.
So you know that the people that worked on the first didn't really do it as a cash grab.
Right. Yeah.
They had something that they wanted to share, and I'm feeling this isn't a cash grab. Simply because
it feels like because I saw it was written and directed by the same woman. It feels like it's somebody who enjoyed that movie, grew up with it, even decided to sit down and pen a sequel, and now we're looking at, and it does seem like Blumhouse is going for more independent, you know, things like that. The one, you know, the first place I saw Blumhouse being used in the title was they did I hesitate to say remake, but of Fantasy Island with a horror twist.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I actually saw that, and it's actually not bad. And there's things I want to say about it, but I don't want to spoil. So, but yeah, I did not hate it. So but that was the first place I saw Blumhouse's Fantasy Island, and I figured that was done to differentiate it from the original series. I don't feel like that was necessary there, hence my rant earlier. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see where this goes. You know, Blumhouse has done some good things, they've done some bad things, and unfortunately, they have said they're probably not going to do another Sinister, which is a damn shame because Sinister is easily one of the best horror movies in the last decade. Its sequel, I still highly enjoyed, having enjoyed the first, but I understand why others didn't enjoy it as much. It doesn't quite have the same feel in places. And sadly, money is what drives decisions in movie making. So, but anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So I think let's wrap this one up. But I will say my official vote is going to be You May Have My Legal Tender.
And mine is You May Have My Legal Tender.
All right. So there you have it.
And again, I think I kind of also spoiled what my opinion might be because I was like, no, last I saw was October 28th. So movie comes out, looks like it's coming out October 28th, not on Halloween, which is what is implied by the trailer.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, that's not the first time I've seen a date change like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode of.
This movie's gonna suck.
So thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Shocktober. Until next time, you stay
light as a
classy,
board,
Internet.
stiff as a feather. Fuck!
I think we're getting another trailer for the trailer.
I can already feel your anger.
I will upgrade when you fix your fucking updater.
I'll upgrade. when I fornicate with a honeycomb. Honeycomb, babe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remind me why I agreed to do this YouTube channel.
Remind me why I agreed to do this YouTube channel with me.
Oh wait, we are recording this.